Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are under the stars. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart, this heart right here, to yours. I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from dimension number 5. And I'm here with my sacred peace coming to a 5D corner near you. You will soon start to see the sacred peace of mind, the sacred peace of protection, peace that passes all misunderstandings, sacred peace. So we're bringing in the good news with that. All right. And as usual, I'm bringing you the news to infuse, if you so choose to infuse with that light. And if not, you can refuse. But remember, you be prepared to be fried on the grid. Ashe? So, with that said, no further ado, let me go right into it. For those of you who maybe caught the meditation, thank you for your comments, the 1 and 2 few comments. I appreciate it. If anyone else saw it and has any feedback, it's all welcome because it was the first meditation that I've shared on a video. I do many meditations if I'm at an event or in a workshop, but I've never done it in a video. So I appreciate you. I think it said, I can't remember the name right now, but who said it was soulful, like, and it was beautiful. I'm glad it resonated with you. And with that, there will be some more to come. It won't be as long as that one, which included some information, but there will be some more to come. I'm just letting spirit guide me into this transitional phase. And a lot of us are transitioning right now, doing things a little bit different. Being more practical is part of what we have just been in preparation of in the garden of our souls, of our minds during this 999 month, during this spiritual completion. Ashe. Also, as a reminder, 5D calendars are still here. They're available to you. Thank you for those of you who have ordered. Please email me if you've ordered and you have not gotten it. Please email me if you would like to order. and anything else in pertaining to it. If you have any questions, email me and the link will be the email will be below at akilahtextri@gmail.com. Ashe. And remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. So let's get into this. This was a video, and I gotta say this. I know some of you have been hearing, like, the hiatus. So where the hiatus at? Like, believe me, it's starting in the mind. I am unplugging. And this upcoming retreat will definitely be like 3 days of shutdown. And it's funny because as I started to go into hiatus, it's like, here's this, we just had this equinox and this new moon eclipse back to back, and so much was coming. And what was revealed was like, you got to share this. So, the spirit is giving me like, okay, go ahead, just do this and go into your retreat. So you will see the effects of this hiatus. And believe me, I've already been pulling back from the way I used to do the videos before. And one of the key things I'm seeing is that I will be pre-posting more, as in doing it like maybe days in advance, doing videos as they come, and then just release it when spirit says so. Do it when spirit says so, and just release it in due time. And that relieves a lot of pressure as well, of having to get it, do it now, send it now type of thing. So there are some changes that are happening. So as I do this one now, I will also post another one that was already done. I will post that probably tomorrow. And then pre-post some more. So it's a new day. It's a new day. So with that, let's talk about this equinox, because I did the meditation and I gave a little tidbit about it. But some more was being shared that I believe is very important for us to understand. And so this equinox is an equilibrium to the nodes of fate. Ashe. And what do I mean by that? The equinox is exactly what it sounds like, equal. It's bringing us into equality. It is when the sun and the moon and it's where the sun is relatively, as it moves the seasons of time. It is where it is in a particular quarter of time. And so whenever it reaches the point of fall and spring, it is at an equinox. Ashe. And at summer and winter, it is on the far ends. It's not in more of an equal space of sunlight with the sun, but it is more in, and I don't know, this word is coming, an oblong, an oblong space in the orbit where it's either furthest, away from the sun, furthest, closest to the sun, furthest away, closest to, depending on what hemisphere you're in. So this is what that equinox is, astronomically speaking, right? But as for within us, there's an equinox, equal, equal knocks that are happening. And it's bringing the equilibrium into what is happening at that time. So if you look at it, the equinox happened right after the new moon, like the very next day, solar new moon eclipse. And the eclipse new moon is where the sun and the moon, and the new moon is where they are coming together with the things that have been happening. And the eclipse is like this very big, it's hiding. The eclipse is highlighting what is being hidden. It's doing two things. It's hiding some part of the perspective so that you can see what needs to be seen. And in some ways, it's hiding parts that people do need to see. Some things, for some people, you'll see that they are clearly eclipsed. They're not seeing certain things. But the intention and the purpose of it, for those of us who are working in our soul and working with the sun and the moon and understanding, overstanding, and understanding how it's working in our soul, is to eclipse the way you see things in the world, especially a solar eclipse. The moon, which is the inner world, is eclipsing the sun, which is the outer world. So it is putting a placement, it's putting us in place to allow our inner world, what has been happening in the innermost parts, in the parts that we don't normally see, in the feelings and emotions, it's to allow that to eclipse what is happening in the outer world, right? What the sun is showing in the outer world, what we want to believe, what the ego represents. Because in our consciousness, the ego represents the soul, right? The ego represents the soul, as in the sun, the solar. And the intuition part of us, the intuitive part, is represented by the feminine nature, aka the moon. The inner world, the feelings, as the sun is representing the outer world, the thoughts and feelings, ego and intuition. Ashe. So it is where our inner world is now eclipsing certain things in the outer world, and for good reason, because we're so busy in our ego. Sometimes we're so busy in how things are showing up in the outer world that we're not really looking at the inner world. And it is when this eclipse is happening, you have to see the inner world, because it is eclipsing the outer world. It's not just a regular alignment, it is eclipsing, and it's according to the nodes of faith. Because remember, all the eclipses are affiliated with the nodes of faith. Look it up, check it out. You'll see where every eclipse is, you will see that it is where the nodes are. So that's why we're having the eclipse right here in Virgo. South node in Virgo, North node in Pisces. So the full moon was a full moon eclipse in Pisces. Right? So with all of that said, this equinox that happened right behind it, and these are changing seasons, changing times, changing seasons, changing reasons, things like that. And this equinox was bringing, as I explained in the previous video, the season that is changing is we're going from, in the chakras of it, in the chakra part of it, We are moving from the solar plexus into the heart. We are coming through the identity scope, which is the solar plexus, and we're bringing it into the heart, right? Which is the heart chakra, obviously. And this is, if you look at it, it's the same thing as the nodes of faith, or what they are showing and highlighting. We're coming from this shadows of the south node, and we're bringing it into the destiny of the north node. We're having this ego check in our identity. It's like an identity check. Check yourself. It's like I'm hearing check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what the energies are telling us. Hey, check yourself. Some of us are really on a highway. Some people, let me not say us, because I'm doing the shadow work. And it doesn't mean that I'm exempt from anything. I'm seeing things, I'm sensing things, I'm feeling things. But the way we are experiencing it is definitely different, to each its own. It all depends on how you have been working through your soul. And some of these codes are passing through in a way where a lot don't understand. And this is not about just gaining information to get into spirituality. This is why we need this equinox, this equal knocks, to knock some sense into us of what we are to partake in and what is partaking in and through us. The energies are here to show us and show it up. So it is allowing you to see the very meticulous things of the south node of Virgo. And it's what we got to understand. Let me say this. What we have to understand is the South Node holds the keys of things that have happened in our past lives. And it's not to get rid of everything in the South Node. It's not what I'm saying. But the South Node, and what it is that the South Node carries codes from your past lives. There are certain gifts. So you having that South Node in whatever house that it's in, it shows you the gifts that you have. So all of the gifts of that sign, all of the most evolved aspects of that sign are your gifts. It is what makes you great at being you. And these are the gifts that you have taken, are things that you have done well in your past lives because of this. So you get to carry those gifts over with you. The more you're in tune with those gifts should tell you the more you have done well in your past lives with these particular aspects, these particular evolved aspects of the sign. However, there are also parts of us that we need to work on. And remember, we chose this. We chose our coordinates. We chose our life. We chose to be born with these particular star codes. And so there are parts of that house that in your south node that is not, let's call it the shadows. The shadows of that sign represents where in your past lives you have done some, let's say, malevolent things. You have done things that, and this is the karma that is coming to have its debt collected from past lives, karmic trauma. And so in the south node, these are things that you have left behind, that you have abused, misused through the character traits of that particular house, through the shadows of it, the things that doom it. And it is our responsibility that when we have the opportunity to utilize the axis of, the equinox and the eclipse, of clearing out some stuff with the nodes of faith, it is to help us clear out those shadows of the south node so that we can move forward into the north node, claiming our destiny. You cannot acclaim or reclaim your destiny if you do not remove the fallacies, if you will, from where you have come from. If you do not address the karmic trauma that is there, the more it is addressed is the more that you can step into that destiny. And so this equinox, as we see, we were, as I explained, walking down the yellow brick road, we were coming through in the past season of summer, the check on our identity. Who are you? Who do you say you are? And some of you have been faced with challenges just so you can see who you are and who you are not. What you are no longer tolerating because you are not that anymore. Some of you are really seeing who you truly are by the choices that you're making to step forward in benevolent ways. Right. And it takes a lot of what has been coming up. You may say, oh, but this is not right, or this is, don't look at what's right or wrong. What you're looking at is, do you recognize? Do you now see? Are you at an equilibrium of these two nodes of faith that are only going to bring you into an understanding of your personal node of fate on your natal chart? But it's with dealing with the current nodes of faith that is going to help us. And the equinox, as I said, is really breaking that up, and it's preparing us for what's to come. So this identity check is helping us to see, like I said, who we really are, and giving us this accountability. There are things that we have to account for. There are things that have been held in our account, meaning in our body, in our mind body complex. It has been held as account because the body keeps the score. The mind is holding certain things. The mind, which is the soul, the entire soul, is holding some things. And so this point, this purpose is helping us to go into the heart expansion. That's the season we're going into now. The next season, as the seasons change, things change. So when the equinox hit, what is it that you see that is changing? Particularly what the nodes of fate are highlighting you. And it's asking you to have this balance, this equal balance between the nodes of faith, not being too far into one end, right? And so it's actually giving us the upgrade, letting us see what it is that we need to upgrade and realize, right? That the last 18 months, what has been happening? How are we moving from South Node in Virgo? And if I feel like at this point Virgo is saying, and if you don't know, now you know, because it has really showed its ass. It's really showed us our ass. It served us up and let us see what is to be or not to be. That is the true question, which is an answer in and of itself. What are you here to be? And what are you not to be? What are the things that we're doing that we need to no longer be of that? How do we think service looks and we're no longer to be of that? So this equinox is bringing that. If you allow it, how does it relate? Because if you allow this season shift and change, if you allow yourself to see how the identity body has been playing you, a lot of us have been so played by our identity body. If you allow yourself to see that and see who you truly are in your true identity and allow yourself to be that. How many people are not allowing themselves to be who they see that they truly are? This is why some need that identity check. And it may not feel good, but it's what needs to happen. And allowing this identity check to really expand your heart. One love, one heart, one mind consciousness. North Node Pisces. This is the high evolved aspect of Pisces. Not the dream state, not being stuck into dreams. Not that dreams aren't good, but it's how we're existing in it. That's what I want to impress upon us. It's how we are existing in it. Are these dreams of aspirations that are guiding you with inspiration, or are these dreams that are based on fear-based thoughts and feelings and lack and limitation that bring about the illusions and the grandeur of illusions and delusions? That's the dangers, the shadows of Pisces. And with Saturn, the South Node wants us to get away from being so stuck on details and so stuck on having control a certain way because you feel out of control in your identity body. Whether people admit it or not, that's what it is. And so it's not to say don't have details. See, some people, we got to stop going from one far end to the next. Right? Just because we're saying we need to move away from details doesn't mean don't have details or make details, or it's saying do it within reason. Do not let it be your go-to. Do not let it be like it has to be done this way. Then it's coming from the shadow aspect. Now you engage in the ego, the misappropriated ego at that becomes engaged because it's saying it has to be done this way. And for the most part, it has to be done that way because it's covering up something. Egos are very desperate right now. And I'm talking me, you, everybody. We got to be willing to know evil, see it, call it out. Don't get lost in the sauce, because this equilibrium, this equinox is helping us. We really got to look into that. Look into your soul, look into your chakras, look into your solar. If you've never looked into it before, I would strongly suggest looking into the solar plexus and the heart, and looking into how the solar plexus becomes out of alignment and what it stands for, what it means, so you can see what was really happening in your life, world, and affairs at that time. And look at the heart chakra and see what are the attributes, what does it mean, what is it about. And this is going to help you understand this heart chakra season that we are now entering. And it's time to expand that heart. Ashe? So without any further ado, I said I would share these cards last time, so you know I have to do it this time. Again, not one of the things I mainly do, but these cards, and I left them in this order. They were pulled the night of the full moon. I believe that was Sunday night, not the full moon, the new moon. So I'm going to share that with you, or what is kind of come up with these cards and how it resonates with you, if it does. And this is my energy. I love the energy oracle deck. 7 energies. So as I pulled 7 cards for the 7 energies, I'm going to go through it and just guide to you what this is particularly has to do with the new moon as well as the equinox, and how the equinox is guiding us through this eclipse. So the first card that was pulled was Broken Open. I'm going to share that with you. Bam. So broken open is a heart chakra card, and it's where we was. All right, let me just give it to you as it's coming to me as I look at the cards and what spirit was guiding at the time as it's highlighting again right now. And so the first card is highlighting where we've been. Where have we been for the past 2 weeks, the past 6 months? Broken open. What's been happening is we've been getting broken open. Yes, it hasn't been pretty, but a lot of things have been happening where in the heart you just feel so broken open. A lot of us are feeling like exasperated at the end of the ropes, and it's like we are being broken open. Asking not to, we're asking to amend a lot of things within these broken spaces in the heart. So essentially, this is where we are. Hearts are broken, y'all. Hearts are broken. People are like, what the heck is going on? We are in a place of brokenhearted, where a lot of people are tired of being tired and sick and tired. A lot of us are over it. Let me not use that word, over it. If you found yourself saying, I'm over. A lot has been happening in the heart, and it doesn't have to be losing a loved one. It could be concepts. A lot of people are being broken open because certain concepts are being destroyed during this collapsing timeline phase. They're being literally destroyed within, and it could be exhausting to feel all of that, to know, because we've carried things a certain way all our life, and now here we go, it's being destroyed. So that could be grief, heart chakra, grief, brokenhearted from what has been happening. Right? And The next one is bearing fruit, and this is a sacral card. So what's happening now is a lot of us are in a stage and in a space of just bearing fruit, allowing the fruit to bear, seeing the fruition of all that has been taking place. This is what's happening now. The fruit is bearing, the fruit is coming up, and we're seeing it. There's no hiding, right? So that is what the second card is highlighting. Bearing fruit is saying, hey, the fruit is bearing. And it doesn't always mean good. I want us to understand that it means the fruits, the seed that you have planted in whatever you did, said, whatever it is, now it is bearing fruit. So a lot of what is happening, a lot of that, what may be frustration and all of that, it is bearing fruit time. You planted the seed already. You may not even remember how or when or why you planted the seed, but that does not matter, because universe is going to play it back either way. Once you plant the seed, something is going to grow. So the fruit is bearing, right? And so with that said, the next card, ooh, my little lion card, and it's a solar plexus card, and it says waking the lion. Now, this is the courage and the confidence of the solar plexus, waking the courage, waking the lion. Solar plexus is like, it's time to be up. It's time to be this courageous beast that I am. But this card is pulled as the what's being hidden. There you go. So this is what's being hidden from us, meaning don't worry, nobody's hiding it from you. It means that you are not seeing it. It's being hidden from you, within you. It's in your blind spots, conveniently so. So the waking lion can't really truly fully wake up because it is in the hiding. The part that we need is in the hiding. Right? And so then that brings me to the card that is not hidden, but obstacles. There you go. This is the obstacle. So the obstacle that we're having is opening to discovery. And this is a throat chakra card. All right. This is being hidden, opening to discovery. And this is where we're opening, we're being open to the data. So because we can't have our waking lion, the lion isn't waking, the obstacle is opening ourselves up to discovery, meaning discovering everything that is out there, that is in the data of it all. We are not catching the data. We're not and let me, when I say data, I mean like in the energy field, information field that's out there. We're not really getting it because it's being hidden from us. The courageous waking lion, our solar plexus, the parts in our solar plexus is really being hidden from us because of us. And this is why walking through the yellow brick road, this is why we were having this ego check. But in this ego check, if we're not really truly seeing what we need to see, then we can't be what we need to be in the throat chakra, which is expressions. And in order for us to be that, we need to be able to collect this data all around us. We need to be open to the unseen, open to the ethers. But we have to be brave enough to do so. We have to know our truest spiritual identity. And as I say that and I look at these cards, look at what I'm seeing. Solar plexus, heart. What is the equinox taking us into through the season, a season change from the solar plexus to the heart? And it's funny how this card is highlighting not just going from the solar plexus to the heart, but it's highlighting what needs to be in the nodes, yes, where we're going to from the ego checkpoint into the open heart, the expanded heart, the heart expansion, which is Pisces, right? We are needing to get our acts together and knowing who we are in South Node in Virgo, knowing what true service is and knowing who we really are, having true accountability of who we are and how we show up as service for self and service for others, right? But this part is being hidden from a lot of people. But we're going from that to be able to take it into what? The heart. Pisces. One love, one heart, one sound mind. So these cards are even highlighting that. And it's funny how it is the, thank you, Spirit. It's funny how it is the what's being hidden and the obstacle, right? And usually I always say whatever is being hidden is going to show you why the obstacle is there. That's why we're having this obstacle. This is being hidden and this is the obstacle. So it's funny how that South Node is being hidden. We're not seeing it. See, we and look at that. We all up in Virgo. And Virgo is just having an amplified moon. It's showing us how we not seeing what we need to see. As much as we're all up in the Virgo space. Not right now, because we just turned into Libra. We just went into Libra season. But we were just all up in Virgo space and season. We had a double, Virgo moon in the window of a Virgo moon. We had all this happening in the Virgo house. And yet still a lot is being hidden. This is why the cards came up. The cards are saying, the energy is saying at this particular point, at this particular juncture in time, this is being hidden. As much as some of us may be seeking it, some of us are saying, yeah, we're going out for this, but it's being hidden. And for some of us at different levels, it's like, what are you not seeing about yourself? And it's really hard to see the truth of self when everybody's painting a beautiful picture of themselves. Some of us got to be willing to see the ugly of self so you can truly see who you are being by admitting to the ugly. And then here comes the moving us into the heart. So we got to get to what's being hidden. Ask yourselves, these are the important parts. What am I hiding? What am I not being courageous and confident about? And that part that's being hidden is causing me to have an obstacle of getting into my heart expansion, of getting into my North Node in Pisces, one love, one heart, one mind. And it's in this open heart that we're going to be able to collect all this, information and data. We'll be able to open the discovery, opening up to discovery. Ashe? So that's the obstacle. And then after that, what can help us? What is it that can help us? And our helper card is saying great and full. It's a root chakra card. So it's saying pay attention to the root. In the root, pay attention to all that you have is great and full. My cup runneth over. My cup runneth over with bounty and blessings. And I'm not just talking about tangible things. But you are great and full. That means even if you have nothing, you see in your root. You don't get shaken in your root because the root wants us to go into the survival mode. No matter what it is that's not showing up for you or what you think is unfair, you are holding steadfast to being great and full of greatness. Right? And holding yourself in that light. Great and full, great and full. So this is going to be the helper card. How can I be great and full? Well, as I said, be in a place of gratitude. Write gratitude journals every day. Look for something that you are grateful for in every occasion, especially the bad. Something bad is happening, what you call bad, then you say, okay, what is it that I need to, what am I grateful for in this experience? And it got to be something somewhere in there that you find grateful. And when you find that little thread, just keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. But that's what needs to happen there. Ashe? Call of the Muse is what we need to be doing. This is the action step. What do we need to do? Throat chakra card. We need the call of the Muse. We need to be inspired. We need to do things that inspire us, that call to us, and be the Muse, the call of the Muse. We're getting that call to say, hey, I need you to be a light of energy and information, not only just energy and information, but a light of inspiration. Right. And so it's what you're doing in your life, world, and affairs now that are calling yourself to be a muse. I'm not saying everybody got to go and be a dancer, or you don't, it doesn't have to even be with the arts. Are you a muse? Are you answering the call of the muse in your expressions? As a throat chakra card, you are expressing this, of being able to have this inspiration and shed this light. Ashe. So this is the action step. This is also very important. And if you do this action step, it will bring you back into that obstacle that you're having a problem with, that we're having a problem with in our throat chakra. It's going to be able to open the doors to discovery. The more that you're in your element and you're doing what you just like, look how this dancer, she's just in her element. She's not worrying about anything. She's just, oh, I'm on my tippy toes. All this light and beauty that surrounds me. I am great. I am, where's the card? I am great and full. She's taking the hints. She's getting help and taking the hints and moving like she is great and full. She could be homeless for all we know. She could be going through a terrible breakup. She could be going through so much, but you will not know because she's living through her great and full. And allowing herself to, in action step, be a muse. If I walk in being great and full, then I can be that muse that gives others the hint to do so. Ashe, get some air out here in this car. Yes, I'm in the land of the retreat. And then what to note too is the last card. The last card is the land in between. So this means this is the outcome. This is where we're headed. If we do what needs to be done, if we follow the advice of recognizing we're coming from a broken place, recognizing that now all the fruit is bearing, good, bad, and ugly. Everything around you, you're seeing the fruits from the seeds that you have planted, good, bad, and ugly. And then recognizing that what's being hidden from you is the waking lion, the courage that you need, and confidence is being hidden from you. Your awakening is being hidden from you, which is causing an obstacle in the throat chakra of expressions, causing an obstacle to tap into your opening, your discovery to the unknown. This is us recognizing all of this. That is, if we choose to allow great and full, so that we can, in our actions, be the call of the muse. And if we do all of this according to what we see and know, then the outcome will be we reach the land between. The land between, some of us are already here, but I mean, we'll be here in another way, in another space, because a lot of us are coming through some things. And although I can say, yes, I've been in the land between and I've been to the other side, we don't just stay over there. We pivot back and forth. But right now it's saying it's going to take us to this next level of ourselves. In this process of this next level of ourselves, the outcome is going to be we have reached the land in between. And you know what that means? That means we are no longer in the other place in space. The collapsing side, let's just say it's this side, right? The collapsing side is doing away. It's about to fall away, but we've crossed that bridge. And we are now at the land in between. This is rest mode. This is reflect, to elevate, to shift, to transcend. This is that space. So we haven't yet crossed to the other side. We haven't gotten quite there yet, but it's highlighting that the outcome would be that we get to the other side. Right? So through all our actions, especially through the call of the muse, let's call it in, let's muse it in, so that we can have what we need on the other side. So we can at least get to common grounds. Get to that land in between. It's a heart. Is this a, no, this is a third eye card. Yes, third eye. So what you can see, what you can see into, do you see the land in between? Do you have faith in the land in between? This third eye is giving us the opportunity to move to a space, move to the land in between within the space that we're in. And so Yeah, this is greatly, like, these cards were right on point. When I saw them, I was like, ooh, look at this. Look at these cards. Now I'm going to fan with them. Right? So there's a lot that is happening. With all that said, faithfully, the card reading was able to even shed some light and show what's happening with our solar plexus going into our heart, and how we want to have an ego check to step into our heart expansion. There's a lot that we're seeing. And with the nodes of fate, it's bringing us to understand, overstand, and understand that we need to leave the shadows of the south node. And so how that shows up in the world is everything that, like I said, it's okay to be detailed, but what you want to throw away is those things in the past life that you have suffered from because of being too judgmental, or because of being these shadow aspects of Virgo, because of you not truly knowing what service is, what true service is, and you have been a misservice to others, whether purposely or not, in your past life. And so it's keeping account right now. Ooh, this breeze feels so good. There's a breeze coming off of the mountains. And so it's really, I can say so much more, but I don't want to go too much into it. As usual, it goes long enough. Lately, there's been a lot of information, and I want to be able to get it all to you. And so the main thing is knowing, for those of you who are looking at your nodes of faith, how does this look for me and my personal node? Look at what your south node is about. Read up. Find out what your south node is. Your nodes are first, period. And then read up about what it means for you. I suggest time passages. For those who don't know or who don't have it, you can easily go to time passages. Go to the app called Time Passages and click on that. It looks like a moon with some stars. That's what the icon looks like. Put in your date, your information, find out what your nodes are. It's going to show you your north node. Whatever your north node is, know that 6 months opposite of that is your south node. And then once you get that, look into the shadows of that house or sign, and look at the evolved aspects, so you can know more about what you need to clean up. Because some people are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. So start there. Start in your heart and let your heart lead you there. And then see what it is for you. What is it in your personal south node? And for example, and for those of you who have a south node, north node in Virgo and Pisces, which I do, but mine is on the flip end of what it is, it's asking you, it's really working tightly with you. So you're really feeling the workings, the inner workings of this nodes of faith and where they are. And so that, for example, let me just use me for example. The south node, my south node is in Pisces. And so I need to move from the space of, with Pisces, yes, it is about dreams and aspirations, but it can be caught into delusions and things like that. So I have to move away from that. So my gifts that I came with are gifts of insight. I naturally move towards spiritual things because it's a spiritual house of Pisces, and that's a good thing. But that means also in my past life, there may be some karma traumas there of things that I have mishandled. And so there are the shadows of Pisces that I personally need to move from. It's not okay to be spiritual to the point where you neglect certain responsibilities on earth when we are here to gain certain wisdoms through our experience in this earth. So we can't deny the experience. And so a lot of times when we're so spiritually inclined, we tend to ignore the things in this earth and in this realm that are just very important, because it shows how you're showing up on your timeline. It shows how you're unfolding in your soul. It's not about anybody else out there. So it's for us to look at that south node to kind of give you a hint. I had to learn, okay, I can't use spirituality as a crutch. The shadows of it is when we use our south node as a crutch. We can't use it anymore. We have to take ourselves off the crutch and allow that south node to allow the shadows to come up so that you can remove it from you. That is the purpose of this equinox, new moon, removing these shadows. It's helping you to remove the shadows from the south node, helping you to balance your nodes of faith. And that's how the balance is going to happen, by removing the shadows of the south node, so you can be catapulted into the destiny of your north node, into the evolved aspects of the north node. Ashe. So, as I said, with me, that's what it looks like. I can't go back and play around with spiritual things. I have to move towards practicality, which is my north node in Virgo. And so I say that just to kind of give some context on what it looks like for you. Look at what your sign is. Look at the shadows of each one, and then look at the evolved aspects. And the north node is where you want to take the evolved aspects. With that said, how do I look at that in the current aspect? The current one is showing us, hey, we can't be doing this stuff anymore. We can't look at service like that. It's calling us to really ask yourself, how have I showed up? How have I been showing up? How are people showing up for me? How are they not showing up? And honor it. It's asking you not just to look at it and know it. It's happening to you because it's bringing you to a space of zero tolerance for the bull, so that you can change. It's like we have to be pressed to make the changes necessary without any excuses, no cover-ups for anything or anyone. What is it to be is what it is saying. So the south node is really cleaning that up for us and saying sweep it. And look, and you know Virgo's about that cleaning, so it's really coming through with that organization. It's highlighting us, though. Do not hide behind that. Some people are hiding behind these organization. Oh, I'm cleaning up, I'm clearing out clutter, but you're still not clearing out what needs to be cleared out. You're still deflecting or projecting. And so it's really helping us to unveil this while the veils are thin, and see what we no longer need. Solar plexus, this is not my identity. This is not who I am. This is not who I have come here to be, in expression of 5D, of the new earth, the new consciousness, the true new consciousness. And so this is being called into the next level for us. It's calling us out. That's our call of the muse. It's calling us out. It's saying, bring them out, bring it out. It's hard to yell. Yeah, I know that's not really such a good part, but you know what I mean. Bring it out, bring it out. Bring out those shadows, those uglies in your south node. It is not cool to hold on to these things with pride anymore. And it is to look at where we're doing things out of control. Get it? Out of control. Out of a space of control, and just out of control in yourself and in your soul. Feeling out of control. Where are we doing things because we feel out of control? And so we show up in ways of service to people. A lot of people are servicing people because they can't service themselves, or they're not serving themselves. So they hide it by taking care of others. And that's how some people really do get, the big C, the cancer. Because you're worrying about everybody else but self. You are neglecting self. And now the cells are rapidly multiplying to overcompensate for the lack that you place on self. So we're being called into this space. So that south node is what was being activated to get us out of that misappropriated ego, to give you a reality check in your identity check. Allow this movement to work through you. Allow yourself to see this as truth, invaluable truth, so you can know where to go. And I'm going to close out with this. A lot of people want to just go into spirituality. It doesn't work that way. You can't just jump into spirituality without dealing with these practical applications, without dealing with things within the earth, because we've come to have this earth experience. So you can't just jump up into spirituality. If that's the case, why come here? There's a purpose for coming here. There's work to be done. So we can't forsake that. And this is where some people are having a psychosis. And I'm going to do a different video about that. Of course, after my hiatus, I'll keep that in mind, or I may just do something and pre-post it, for later. But we really need to, this is something I saw, to look at the psychosis. I'm just going to give you a tidbit about it, because that's why some people have that psychosis that they're having, because things are coming through, passing through the light frequencies of everything. And if you don't remove the soot out of your soul, if you don't remove the dark matter chatter, the parasites, if we don't remove these narratives and these stories that we have told us that are using the South Node wounds, it's utilizing that, it's exploiting that in us. The energies, the parasitic energies are exploiting those things within us and for us. And so some may be having psychosis, spiritual psychosis, or just all out psychosis. And it's not to say that the things you're saying that you've educated yourselves on are not right. They're right, but there's things that have to be worked out in the mind-body complex. And when you try to bypass that or bystep that, there's going to be some mixed signals in the mind-body complex, in the threefold being of you, which is spirit, soul, body. Okay, so just we'll talk about that, we'll get into that a little bit more. I definitely want to touch base on that, but I wanted to show that in what is happening now. We can't just jump into spirituality, because that's what that looks like. We can't bypass. There's no spiritual bypassing. And if you jump in prematurely without clearing up certain things, then it can cause certain disruptions in the mind, because the mind is the engine, the brain is the engine that has to carry all of this. We got to keep that into account. So some of you may be getting enlightened, but at the same time, there's some confusions there, and you got to be willing to admit that and play into that, lean into that, to see what it is, to eradicate what it's not. Ashe. So I'm gonna leave that there, because obviously went longer with the reading and sharing what I can share. I really wanted to get this equinox out, so we understand the equinox as the equilibrium for the nodes of faith, which it is. And you can see it through the cards. You can just see this paralleled all the way through in what I'm saying. You can see it in the chakras, from the solar plexus to the heart. You can see the connections. So faithfully, this has shed some light on what's happening, what has happened. And this was our last day of the new moon manifestation, where we end up on the root on the last day, from the crown to the root. So on the 24th was the last day. Some of you may see this the next day, most of you will, but the 24th was that last day, and I wanted to really close out with that, so we get the information on the equinox. So see how it works well with you, and looking forward to seeing more, stepping more into what is to come. And there is something to come. So enjoy your equinox. Look back and see. It's not because the time has passed. Look back and see what was coming up. Look at the nodes of faith. Look at your chart. Get into your nativity scene and look at the season changes. Walking down the yellow brick road into the Emerald City, it is time for identity check, to check in to our heart expansion. Ashe. With that said, each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.